and behind the board as well to find out what's going on there. I've got my man already in studio here, starting from my immediate left, the man who has recently gotten a new nickname. You want to say it yourself, or do you want me to say it for you?
Yeah, you're introducing me, aren't you?
Okay, but you have a new nickname. He's Ken Shege. That's the man who'll be talking to us about a lot as well, but you can call him the cool kid. You can if you want to. And then the coolest kid in town and in Africa, the Africa 100 meters record holder, the man who broke the Kenya national record. How many times? 4?
5.
You couldn't count. 5 coming into that record for Africa. So we'll keep the count for you. 5 times. Ferdinand Omanyala will help us talk about what we're talking about today. And of course, the other man is James Okabe. Now that's a man who knows everything about everything, especially if it's athletics, and he'll be talking to us about it as well. And let's get into it. AFCON. Let's get from the beginning of it. Ian Wright, a former Arsenal player, has actually recorded a video saying this is the most disrespected tournament in the world. It's happening at the moment. Let's talk about the preparations. What do you think, Ken?
Yeah, it's really very disrespectful for us Africans. I remember reading Sebastian Haller of Ajax, one of the top scorers in the Champions League this season. He was upset that a journalist could ask him, are you going to AFCON or are you going to play against PSG and win the title for your team? And he said, the proudest honor is to wear my shirt, my national shirt.
Yeah, you know, we've discussed this before, and the reason why they didn't want it either in January or February, whether they wanted it mid-year. Now the FIFA president himself saying he wants it in November, December. James, what's going on with the AFCON? And I really would like us to go to the nicer details as well.
The problem is that the AFCON becomes a big problem in relation to the other leagues in Europe. Now, your La Ligas, your Serie A, and your APL.
Why?
And
Why?
Because they all have top players from Africa. You've got Hala from Ajax, you've got Mo Salah,
just count it this way.
Mane.
Ivory Coast, 5 players are not going to be there from Ivory Coast who are playing in top flight soccer. Nigeria, 6 players have to leave. Algeria, 3. You talk about Guinea, you've got Naby Keita. You talk about Mali, you've got 2. You talk about Senegal, you've got 5. Nigeria, 5.
So basically the problem is the leagues are feeling we want to keep our best players throughout the season, but they've got to go to AFCON. So if you go back 20 years ago, how many African players were in the EPL? How many African players were in all the top clubs in Europe? When you look at it now, there's so many of them. So these clubs are sort of holding back and saying, we want our players back. And because this is AFCON, it's in Africa, it's in mother continent, it doesn't have as much money. There's so many, there are so many things you can use to pick on it.
Yes.
So they pick on it because of that. And maybe that's why we keep moving it. It was in January, February, we moved it to June. Now we brought it back to January.
That's like saying, you're our employee, you're good, but you are an African and you're not going to Africa. That's basically what you're saying here.
Yes, because we are thinking we are the ones
you
we need you.
Yes.
First of all, you are ours. We pay you. You are our employee. So we take first priority, and we need you badly. So we want to hold on you at any way. So what you're going to do, we're going to puncture holes into how big, how important, how vital is the AFCON.
And they have. But
yes.
Let's move on. I know Liverpool will suffer the most, actually, in this. They will. But let's move on. There are preparations that are going on at the AFCON in Cameroon. 6.
Yes, 6 venues, Bernard.
6 venues. Let's just list them. There are 6 venues in 5 host cities. You see the differences. There are cities and there are host venues. Let's list them. You have them, Ken?
Yes.
5 cities, 5 venues.
There is the Olembe Stadium in Yaoundé.
In Yaoundé, yes.
Yaoundé, there's
there are 2 stadia in Yaoundé.
And the second one is the Amadou
Ahidjo.
Okay.
In the capital.
Then in the city of Bafoussam.
Bafoussam, that's like 300 kilometers from Yaoundé.
There's
northwest.
Kokeng Stadium,
Yes.
Then in Garoua, there is the Yaoundé Adidja Stadium as well.
Now Garoua is about 1,200 kilometers northeast of Yaoundé. That's like from Kisumu to Lamu.
To Lamu, yes.
To get there, because if you do Nairobi to Mombasa, it's 580 kilometers, times 2. Then you're getting maybe that distance. I don't know why it would go to a place like that, but I think it's just to showcase the country. Nevertheless, and it's in the hinterland, hinterland. You know, Limbe is on the coast.
It's on the coast, yes.
Yes.
So then there is Limbe, you've mentioned it,
Yes.
right? Limbe, there is the
Limbe and Douala is on one line,
It's
on
the
one
port-
circuit, yes.
Port city.
Yes.
And then, of course, there is Douala.
Yes.
There is the Japoma Stadium. So
Amazing.
those are the 6.
It's a good thing. Now, James, the most difficult thing is usually to find out where you are going to be based. Now, Group A and C are in Yaoundé. That is where
That's
the
fantastic.
Ethiopia, that is where Cameroon
good
itself
place
is.
to be.
It's a nice place to be, yeah?
The people I worry about, though, not really worry about, but the people who are going to people who are going to Garua.
Yes, Group
It's
D.
going to be tough. If what I saw in Equatorial Guinea back in 2012 is anything to go by, that's not going to be a very nice place.
They're going to
go.
the rural areas.
The people who are going to Bafoussam,
Yes.
yeah, those are the 2 places where when you go, even as a journalist,
Yeah.
you know you've got to make readjustments to your expectations.
Yeah, but it's usually a nice place to go. Ask Omanyala, he'll tell you it's nice to visit places, isn't it? If there was a rest in Bafoussam, you would go, wouldn't you?
I know.
I'm sure you'd go to Bafoussam or you'd go to Adija Stadium in Garua.
But I'd love to.
Yeah, sure.
Travel the world and see what's there.
That's the thing about sports, that it takes you around the world.
Can I tell you something, Banas?
Yes.
The only AFCON that I have covered, and
Yes.
I've covered quite a bit, maybe
Yes.
4 or 5,
Yes.
the only one I've covered and stayed in a 5-star hotel was the one in Cairo.
Yes. Well,
The rest of them,
that's a limit of Europe.
you stay in inns and lodges and yeah.
That's the beauty.
It's very
You
interesting.
should
though.
have been in Burkina Faso. You would have
I
looked
can
out
only
of your
imagine
window
what happened.
of an incomplete room. You'd have looked out of the
Yes.
window, and you probably would have seen the paint that is going to be used to paint your room tomorrow. But it's still. let's move on. Ethiopia.
Yes.
Has already arrived in Cameroon. It's not because they're too anxious or they're just a little bit, ahead of themselves. They arrived on Boxing Day. The East African nation have been there since 2013. That's the last time they were in this thing. They are there again, the Ethiopians. It's a good thing to get there early, isn't it?
Yes, I think it's a good thing. And talking of Ethiopia, they won in 1962. That's the
a long time back,
The runners up before that in 1957.
What would make them go there early?
I
to
think,
Yaoundé?
I think it's for the psychological advantage. Okay?
Because Ethiopian Airlines goes everywhere. So it's not a question of wanting to miss flights or anything like that.
Ethiopian will never miss a flight to any
anywhere.
part of the world.
To anywhere,
okay?
yes.
So first is the peace of mind to acclimatize well.
Okay.
And 2, and most critical, of course, is
And because
what
they're
they
going
can
to be based
afford.
in Yaoundé anyway.
They're going to be
they might as well-
and what can they afford?
Yeah.
You see? So whereas the others are going to Dubai and all the other places, they
In fact-
with lookalike temperatures
Yeah.
and climate, they are going to the real thing.
I don't know, Manyala, what you think is the importance of getting to a place early enough. The other countries are in West Africa and Southern Africa, but they're going to Dubai. They're actually going to the Kingdom of Saudi Arabia.
Doha.
They're going to Qatar to train there. What do you think? What would influence your decision to go and train somewhere?
If you have a race and then you go there earlier,
Yeah.
it helps you, like you said, psychologically.
Okay.
Because you're going to acclimatize, you're going to get used to the weather there. But it depends on some people, because some people get to places and then they take like 2 days
To acclimatize.
Yeah, to acclimatize.
Okay.
You get there and you find you don't have sleep for like 3 days.
Ah,
Yeah.
all right.
Because you're trying to get
adjust,
used to that. Yeah, to adjust. So
You're getting over the culture shock. You realize the sun is not going down and you're used to sleeping only when the sun goes down.
Exactly.
It's now 11 o'clock.
Yeah,
and the
some
sun
days
is
are
still
longer,
bright,
right?
so nice,
Yeah, the
and
sun
then you
comes
put your
out
head
at
a little
5.
bit again, and then the sun comes up again, and it's 4 a.m., 3 a.m.
yeah, it helps.
It
to
helps,
that
eh?
extent. Yeah.
Roughly half the number of teams that are going to the AFCON are camping in the warm Middle East. James, any explanation?
First of all, I think it's facilities. I think
Burkina Faso are in Abu Dhabi.
Yes.
Cape Verde are going to Morocco. Malawi are in Saudi. Comoros are in Jeddah. Gabon in UAE. Ghana in Qatar.
I think you look for number one. I think it's facilities. You want a place with as good and as modern facilities as you can get. Number two, you look for a place where it's very easily accessible for your top players to come forever and come straight to enjoy for you in camp. And number three, of course, you look at the weather condition and think, let's train maybe in a place that's slightly warmer. But I feel number one, number two, it's are you able to afford a good place? If you're Ethiopia, you think let's just go straight to the battlefield. If you're Nigeria, you're like, let's go and take warm.
If you're Nigeria, you're like, let them not know what we are doing. Let
If
them
you are
not know where
Senegal
we are.
and you've been told your players will now report after the games on January the 2nd, you decide to cancel Kigali and go directly to Bafoussam.
Or would you go to Bafoussam or Manyala if they told you there's a track to train on in Bafoussam?
I doubt.
I think you would. I think you would. I have a feeling you would. As long as they assured you, I think you would. Yeah? But we'll talk about a little bit more. This country is a country of many wonders. This country is a country that is also in transition, especially in football. We have a caretaker committee that is taking care of our football. A small bird has whispered in our ears that a former Kenya national coach, Adel Amrouche, a good friend of mine, the Belgian, is in the country, and that the caretaker committee might be considering